I want to spend a little bit of time with you looking at some of the unproductive conflict styles that are mentioned in your textbook. Now, please know, I am not covering all of these. Disclaimer, disclaimer, I'm not covering all of these. So please read your chapter, read through the PowerPoint, make sure you have a good understanding of them. When we look at conflict management strategies, we realize that sometimes we don't engage in conflict very well. Instead of using force, where we force our ideas on other people, we need to engage in actually talking and listening to others. Instead of avoiding or using non-negotiation, where we say, nope, the argument's done, the conflict's over, we're not talking about this anymore. Well, that doesn't mean it's over. So we need to be willing to actually talk and communicate with each other and engage in good communication. We also want to engage in supportive communication, not defensive communication. And there's great details in the chapter to talk about both of those. Make sure when you're talking in a way that's descriptive, not evaluative. Sometimes people engage in face attacking strategies. Face attacking strategies are where we're attacking someone's face. Not really by physical fighting, not at all. Instead, what we're doing with the face attacking strategy is we're trying to lower that person's credibility or that person's reputation. One way this can sometimes happen is through belt lining. Belt lining is hitting someone below the emotional belt. Hitting someone with something that they can't defend against. Oftentimes with belt lining, we take something that someone self-disclosed to us and we turn it into a weapon to use against them. So you could be in an argument with your friend and you start to lose the argument or lose the conflict and you say something like, well, at least I've never been to jail. At least my parents aren't in prison. At least I'm not an alcoholic. Now, each of you probably, as you heard me say those things, were like, that was harsh. It is. That's what belt lining does. You hit someone where it hurts them the most. And as a result, they withdraw from the conflict. But is your relationship going to be the same? Absolutely not. It's not going to be. That doesn't mean your relationship is doomed, but we have to be careful because if we belt line someone in a face attacking strategy, they're not going to forget it. Sometimes we use silencers, screaming, excessive crying, claiming to have a headache as a way to end the conflict instead of actually engaging in it. Our textbook talks about active fighting, and I want to make sure that we understand that active fighting isn't punching or hitting another person. That's not how the book defines active fighting. Active fighting instead is actively engaging in the conflict productively. That means owning your thoughts and feelings and sharing those thoughts and feelings in a productive way. Another non-productive conflict management strategy that we often see is called gunny sacking. Gunny sacking is where we store up grievances from the past and unload them on people at a later time. You store up grievances from the past, little things that someone's done to you, and then you throw them out and unload them and pour them out on another person. When this occurs, the main problem is one, you have all of these conflicts from the past that you're loading into the present, and we're not staying present focused. So once you unload all of this gunny sack baggage, there's so much on the table, it's a conflict overload, and we don't know what to deal with. And so usually we don't deal with any of them, and we load them all back in the gunny sack to use later. If you're a gunny sacker, take some time by yourself to go through your gunny sack. Look at the conflicts, the grievances that you're carrying around. Can you lay them down and not pick them up again? If they've occurred years in the past, do they still matter today? If some still do, schedule some time with the other person and talk through them until they're done. And then don't pick it up again. Leave it. If you're in a present conflict and gunny sacking's occurring, acknowledge that the other things are important too, but that we need to stay present focused to deal with the issue that we're currently dealing with. And then make the time to deal with the others so that we don't keep bringing them up. We've talked a little bit about assertiveness and aggressiveness in the past. Assertiveness is being willing to speak up for your own thoughts and opinions and defend them. Aggressiveness is forcing those opinions on others and wanting them to have the same. We know that assertiveness is actually a positive conflict management strategy, where aggressiveness is not. I don't know how you engage in conflicts, but you do. If you're engaging in conflicts unproductively, use this chapter as a way to give you some new strategies to hopefully resolve your conflicts better so that you can resolve them, move on, and not keep carrying them around. Make today a great day.